Today, it's a great day for all of us, the seekers, that the last work of the divine of opening the last center in the great primordial being was done on 5th of May 1970. It is the greatest event of all the spiritual happenings of the universe. It was done with very great care and great adjustments. It is not in the limits of human understanding how things are worked in the heavens. It is your fortune and God's love that has worked out this wondrous event. Without this happening, this would not happen. A possibility to give mass realization. One could have done it for 1 or 2% here and there, but to give such a mass awakening could not happen possible. As you know, in the Sahasrar-Sahasrara, there are the seats of the 7 main chakras. There are 1000 nadis, or as they call it, brains, and they all have these 16,000 parts. Every nadi deals with a particular type of a person, and with the permutations and combinations of all these nadis, human beings are become. As soon as Sahasrara was opened, the whole atmosphere was filled with tremendous chaitanya. And there was tremendous light in the sky. And the whole thing came on this earth as if a torrential rain or a waterfall. It's such a tremendous force, as if I was unaware and got too far. The happening was so unexpected and so tremendous that I was stunned and I became completely silent. Thank you. I saw the primordial Kundalini rising like a big furnace. And the furnace was stayed silent but burning appearance it had. As if you heat up some metal and it has many colors in the same way. The Kundalini showed up like a huge furnace, say of a, you can say, of a furnace which is like a tunnel Uh, when you see these plants you have for coal uh, burning.
Et donc,
Create electricity. And it stretched like a telescope, one after another came out like that. And the deities came and sat on their seats, on their golden seats. And then they lifted the whole of the head like a big dome and opened. And then the historical way, completely drenched. And I started seeing all that and got lost into the joy. It's like an artist seeing his own creation fulfilled. I felt the joy of grateful giving. After coming out of that beautiful experience, I looked around and I saw human beings so blind. And I became absolutely silent. Then I desired that I should get the cup to fill this nectar. But I saw all stones. Sahasrara is the most beautiful part of yogi. It is a big lotus with 1,000 petals of different colors, appearing like reflected flames. It is a thing which is seen by many people, but to see it over that torrential rain was like the flames becoming a fountain of colors and of fragrance. When you think of a flower pouring its color and its fragrance around, people have written very little about sunflower because whatever they have seen is from outside and it's not possible for them to go from inside. Even if you read from inside, if the whole Sahasrara is not open out, you cannot see it because when it is closed, the whole of it is open. It will just pass through a little aperture and get out. So just imagine when two petals, thousand petals, lotus, and you are sitting inside or in the corona and looking at all these petals. All very beautifully colored and fragrant, and pulsating with the bliss and the joy. To remain inclusive on that position is the ideal situation. But then After the silence, you are filled with tremendous compassion and love. And you are drawn out
still
deeper. You haven't yet known what is having eyes. And thus you try to put your attention in the Sahasrara of millions of people. And then you start seeing the problems that exist in the Sahasrara. And even if you desire open Sahasrara, it is a very difficult thing. Because the channelizing from the divine to human beings has to be to human beings. The power could be with you, but it has to be channelized through human element. All my life I had not known many realized souls. How to get them? How to look it up? So I started looking out for people. And I met one old lady of 70 years. And she was very perfect about something very good. And when she came to me, she felt very peaceful. Her samsara was very gone out. And in my company, she would think of something else, not of the spirit. And her brain would be covered with clouds and darkness. Again and again, I had to enlighten her. But she did not get her realization. Most of the people who came to me in the beginning came for getting cured. This capacity I had from childhood. When I could give also realization to few people before, but they had to be very earnest, or I didn't meet anyone of that quality. Because I was not living in the forest. I was living as a normal human being, among other normal human beings. And they were not that earnest, that art. And I had to do this work among them. How to talk to them about the real world that exists and the faults in which they live. One lady, the first one who worked at our mission, just came to see me because she was possessed with the idea of seeking, she thought. I just worked in her. That was not the happiest thing. Because she's one of those who gets individually realization. With this fate happening, many should get at a time. We had a program in Bodhi in 70. And there first one gentleman got realization. Next day there were negative forces active, morning time. And then started talking of Puja. I could see in the atmosphere the vibrations were going on. In the evening, I took up a very strong attack. I was in a great place. I never gone into such a feeling before. And I lashed forward. But gradually, one of them got away. That was the greatest moment. Then many got one by one. 3 of them were traveling by got realization suddenly in the train returned over. So the mass evolution started. Sahasrara is your awareness. When it is enlightened, you get into the technique of the divine. Now there are 2 techniques, the technique of the divine and the technique that you follow. You cannot act as divine, but you can use the divine power and maneuver it. For example, divine looks after all the universal happenings. Every minutest particle is controlled by divine. When your Sahasrara opens out and your Kundalini touches the continental bone, sort of igniting force is ready in your Sahasrara. And as soon as the continental bone area opens up to the Brahmarandha, the grace of your spirit ignites that igniting. And your bodies get enlightened. Not all of them. Quite a lot of them. Not all the length, but quite the peripheries. That's how you get your enlightenment. So many things happen because also of your 7 centers being in the Sahasrara. With the light, you see their relative position. I mean, you do not see, but it works in your conscious mind. Your conscious mind feels that integration within it. The rationality which is separated from the heart becomes one with the heart. It becomes one with your attention. Wherever your attention goes, you act in a collectivity. All the activities of your attention are there. The attention itself is effective. Your attention is very important. Your desires are even more important. Because it is such an integrated thing, your desires and your attention become one. Whatever is good for the spirit, you desire, and your attention goes to things whichever is emitting the spiritual power. The priorities change very fast. Those people who are primitive and not evolved may not find that happen. But those who are over mentally developed, they actually have an attention which they try to test. They first want to see how to raise the Kundalini. They want to see that it is logical. For a balanced person, there's no question. We have some people like that. They just became and they were just setting up. They are innocent. They are intelligent. Above all, they are spiritual. But whatever may be the defect and the quality can be corrected through your samskara. First of all, you have to put down your ego, because if ego is there, it presses the samskara. Also the super ego must be reduced, because it also presses the samskara and gives pain. So to keep the samskara in its healthy state, one has to understand that the priorities are to be changed. Some people take time, so they have to put some deliberate effort. There are many books, if you read them, they suggest antidote activity. An enlightened samskara doesn't like it. It closes that. That's like a poison. It doesn't like any poisonous thought to come in. If you go about with the poison, then it again closes. In the same way, the people who are hot-tempered, very much hot-tempered, and all other problems of ego, if they try to suppress the samskara, most of the samskara starts moving. Those people who have had conditioning from wrong gurus and wrong books, from wrong parenting, from a wrong country, from a wrong livelihood, also do not allow the Sahasrar-Sahasrara to grow in its healthy way. It is only the Sahasrara has to grow, not the spirit. The more sensitive the Sahasrara is, the more it receives the spiritual qualities of the spirit. Actually, the peace system is the Sahasrara. The bliss is also felt in the Sahasrara. Because that is the brain, and the brain is the epitome of our nervous system, central nervous system, or consciousness itself. So only merely by opening Sahasrara, the work is not done. We have to have more and more channels. We will act on the nadi with their spiritual power. And you can work it out in a proper systematic manner. But those people who indulge into wasteful habits after realization obstruct the flow of the nadi and really are very harmful for the life. Such people should be reduced Sahajya and stay. Or such people should be asked to leave and one should see their relations with such people who is standing against such a great work of the divine. So while we want to develop Sahasrar-Sahasrara should know that he should not have bad company, but always have the company of the other servants. He should not have his own holiday and own time, but most of the time he should spend in the company of other servants. After the Sahasrara, when you are above Sahasrara, then you can see that it is very important that all these lives must be kept together. And all the sectors and the deities must be kept awakened and integrated. This can be done even with the conscious effort. By watching yourself, your thoughts, you will start seeing your ego and your superego. You'll be able to see how you cheat yourself and you are dishonest to yourself. How you are convincing yourself that you are very good. How you are enjoying a ego trip. So yoga is for people who are spirits. So all other things must happen. All misidentification should be off. One can do the conscious mind, as I said, that you can really correct yourself. Because after realization, whatever you desire becomes a part of the divine desire. And whatever you do becomes a part of the divine action. So one has to remember that with conscious effort we can find out ourselves and see if we are really honest about it. If one is honest, one can see that collectivity is the only way to expand your personal. For that tolerance is needed. Wisdom is needed. And education is needed of a problem. Which you are.
Exact.
And you should talk like a prophet. Actually, you have to educate yourself. How does the prophet speak? How does the prophet speak? He seems not insincere or active. Because now you are awakened. When you are not awakened, then whatever you do like this is artificial. Sahasrara is the controlling, guiding, evolving force. And so to keep it absolutely ready for growth and expansion, one has to watch one's own growth. Never justify your wrongdoing. If you start justifying, you are actually thinking about it. They have no time to think about themselves. They have,
Un autre sujet.
they have to think of others. Because others are also individual. And when you start thinking of others, talking to them about their resurrection, your Sahasrara will definitely increase in its size and in its sensitivity. The sensitivity will also come. The depth will also come. It is just like a tree when it grows, it's like so you have to come out of your shells and spread your wings. All small things of mind
Toutes
must be given. You have to live like a very good, big personality, which has to give support. Guidance
qui doit guider,
and
qui doit aider,
away.
qui doit éveiller.
To come
Des milliers,
if the Sahasrara enhance establishes a new dynamism in this country, I'm sure that it will catch up to the thought of the people. It will resound into their brains. Their unconscious will translate it into their brains. And they will start thinking afresh. No, now new breakthroughs and take. And people will start moving towards it. Logical. They'll come to right conclusion. They'll drop out all that is useless and wasteful. So Sahasrara is the throne for respect. And the bigger is the king, the bigger is the throne. The way you treat your spirit is expressed through the way you have your Sahasrara. As it is the seven chakras seated in Sahasrara. You become the master of all the seven chakras. And that's what you can realize. You can realize. And then you can from a subtle being through your conscious effort, you can enter into the beings of others and benefit from the beings of others. Enlightenment of the Sahasrara also gives you a new sight to see all the sukshmas, all the subtle things in the atmosphere. When you start developing higher and higher, you can see the vibrations as lights around you. You may not have been any interest in many things, but you'll be amazed how you become the master of so many things. As if your brain is materializing whatever you have been designed. So this is what Krishna promised, who is actually the Virata. So you become the master of your brain. Because actually the spirit is the master of your brain. The more you start bringing spirit into your attention, the more the Sahasrara increases in its size. And the light of that expands. And you become more powerful sahajya. This is the greatest thing also for God Almighty to say, see that this has happened so that He can, for the time being, postpone His anger and wrath. So that He can forgive human beings for their mistakes, their obstinacy and childish acts. Let the man rise to see the glory and the greatness of his Father. Let him have so much of power that he can bear the compassion of God. Let the Sahasrara develop into such dimensions that it can execute the working of the divine through his own conscious mind. The Sahasrara has one mantra, that is Nirmala, you must keep it clean and pure. That is what is your job. Try to keep it pure and clean. And this will definitely mark another step, another accelerated jump into a new dimension of many more human beings. It's a very great pleasure to be in Paris today, so that the whole world attention should be on Paris, on France, on this country which is really being cursed, neglected by all the deities. Because human beings really went very wrong. Let all the deities be settled down in this country, because this is the attention, and attention, whatever attention we pay, is important to us to subscribe. So the Sahasrara of France may be opened up. So the attention of France should be directed to spirit and towards the eternal life. It's very important. That's why I decided to have a space celebration. Now the responsibility on the French languages is much greater. They have to change their methods and start. They should be very mild, gentle, and very patient. But at the same time, they should be very strong soldiers, so that when others see them, find their superiority. Before this started, we have had such a successful session. I am very happy about it. May God bless you. Now I bless all the other centers who are great and are praying to keep them a very developed samsara, an enlightened one that will separate them from their small shells. Let them expand so much that they become one with the whole.